Hello, my name is Aaron Green. This is my studio, the Spanish Guitar Workshop, and this is a magnificent guitar by Papazian that I actually have some personal connection to. So I'm very excited to be able to tell you about it. And directly following this segment, Chris Ladd will be performing on it. This guitar was made in 1972, and it was actually an instrument that he himself never sold. He kept it in his home to show to people who came by to see him or see instruments, and was definitely a showpiece instrument that Papazian was rightfully very proud of. Now, I actually visited him in 1996 at pretty much the beginning of my career as an independent classical guitar maker. And this was an instrument that I actually got to see and play, and it made a tremendous impression upon me. To talk a little bit about how that happened, though, I have to go back a little further to meeting up with the then chair of the New England the New England Conservatory's guitar department, Robert Sullivan, who concertized on a 1963, if I'm remembering correctly, Papazian for the entirety of his career. And that was a guitar that definitely got my attention. It was just a miraculous instrument, and in fact one that I ended up restoring and selling for Bob a couple years ago. But it made a huge impression on me, and I definitely wanted to meet the guy who built it. So a little bit later on, I went to visit Papazian and got to play this guitar. Now, one of the things about Papazian that people probably should reacquaint themselves with is the fact that in his day he was an exceptionally in-demand builder. He was wildly prolific, but he also was considered one of the greats, and rightfully so. Of the New York builders of his generation, you would have Manuel Velázquez, Guillermo del Pilar, and Papazian, and Papazian was the only one that I got to meet. But when I went to visit him, he spent some time looking over an instrument that I had brought, and he had some very nice things to say about it and some very constructive criticism as well. And then he pulled out this guitar, and I remember when I played it just thinking that it was almost miraculous that a classical guitar could have such power and, at the same time just be so physically beautiful. The materials at the time struck me as about the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen, and I'm happy to say almost 30 years later they still definitely strike me as such. The Brazilian rosewood on the back is just perfection defined with the most glorious figure, and on the topic of figure, of course, you have this amazing hazel-ficked bear claw top. The instrument's in absolutely perfect condition and is one that I never actually thought I would have a chance to represent, and then it showed up one day and I recognized it immediately. Definitely wanted to tell you about it, so I hope that you will enjoy Chris's performance on it, and thank you for your time.